Have you ever read about someone and then actually met them? Or heard about somebody and then met them face to face? There's a big difference between knowing about someone versus actually knowing them. This Advent, we want to get to know Jesus, not just know about Him. That's what Advent is about, preparing to meet Him and to know Him. Let's take a closer look at that. My wife Anita and I have two daughters, Sarah and Griffin. And after each one of them was born, right before they were baptized, a friend of our family gave us this picture to hang on each of their walls. A picture of Jesus with little kids. So we hung it on the kids' walls. And for all their 18 years growing up in our house, that picture of Jesus was in their bedroom every night. So fast forward 18 years, our first daughter, Sarah, has graduated from high school. She's getting ready to go to college. And we're all very cognizant that night. We're all very conscious of the idea this is really our last night together as a foursome. So the four of us, my wife and two daughters and I, decided, we're just going to kind of stay home, talk and visit, and savor this last night as a foursome. So we did that, and Sarah was kind of nervous about the big day the next day. She's going off to school, had never been on her own before, all those nerves and all those anxieties that kind of come with that. And so about 9 o'clock, she said, you know what, I think I'm going to go to bed early tonight. So the rest of us continued to kind of visit and kind of think about things, and about 10:30, I guess, I got up and I said, you know what, I'm going to go upstairs too, and I'm going to go to bed. Not long after that, my wife Anita came in, and I said, sweetie, I'm going to go down and check on Sarah before I go to sleep. She said, okay. So I walked down the hall to Sarah's bedroom, and I kind of gently knocked on the door. She didn't answer, so I figured she was asleep. And so I gently creaked open the door, and I peeped in, and I saw Sarah lying on the bed, and she was asleep. She was lying on the bed, 18 years old, with her picture of Jesus that had been on her wall for 18 years, squeezing that, sound asleep. I went back down the hall, kissed Anita goodnight to go to sleep, and she said, everything okay with Sarah? And I said, yeah, she's sleeping. And you know what? She's going to be just fine. Because I knew, in looking at her that night, that she knew Him. She knew Jesus, and she loved Him. Because in her 18 years of growing up, she had encountered Him. And she knew that in this big next step of her life, that He would be there with her.
I was in the seminary 11 years, ordained a deacon, the last 5 years of that, I had a couple of years of heavy philosophy, and theology. Theology and dogmatics, the whole works, I knew Jesus. But I was assigned to a parish that summer, and the people there, we had a great time. But they said, Father, why don't you go on a Cursillo? So I went, and there were great talks, great theological talks on the sacraments and on Eucharist, and I ate it up because, I knew all that theology, and I really shone forth, But then at the end, I did not realize they were going to have everybody stand up and give a talk about what the weekend meant to them. So I got up and reluctantly, and I didn't know what to say. I heard everybody else in the faith that they had. I had the, the theologian's vocabulary, but not the saint's heart. I had nothing. So I just cried. I just cried in front of the group. I didn't know Jesus. But someday I would like to tell you how I did meet Jesus. In the meantime, how did you meet Jesus?